We are back. The Breakdown Boys, Wade Sensei.
Oos.
Look at the shirt. Just look at the shirt, son. We're bringing it back. The classic.
Bringing it back and with the color switch too. Fire.
Switch on them one time.
I like this one even more because it has more of a gi look to it.
Yeah. There you go. That's
fire.
Dope. As you can see, Sensei is wearing some of the Breakdown merch. Coming soon. We're dropping this on Thursday. Hope you guys are enjoying. What were we saying? What you got back there? What's that? On the tag? Okay. Fire. Now listen, you got the Breakdown hoodie here. We actually don't have this color on the website. We might put it up there. Might be a little exclusive drop. But listen.
Exclusivity.
Thursday at midnight, this stuff's going to be available. Make sure you get that Breakdown merch if you want to be rocking with the Breakdown Boys and asking the questions like we do when we say, what are we saying? Sensei, what are you saying about this Uninterrupted series? We just watched Tommy Fury. We're about to watch KSI. Do you like these things the way they're doing them?
Yes, I do, bro. I do, bro. I watched Kenny's to get some more research.
Yep.
Before my freaking debut interview.
Bomb interview, son.
Killed it. But yeah, dude, I like it a lot. I love it.
I think they're just, like I said, I have to give them their flowers here. I think that Misfit's done a great job with the social media side on their channel, building to this prime card. They're right at the finish line. But Fight Week is here, and we have to see why it is that KSI thinks and his fandom know, well, I should say that in reverse, that he will win this fight. I think we have one word that he will use a lot here, and that's legacy. But let's take a look. Uninterrupted KSI in camp for Tommy Fury. The Breakdown. Let's go.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, time.
W.
Fire.
Legacy, I think for me, is the ability to go against all odds and become successful. From literally starting with nothing.
Look
no
at that
talent.
tat.
What are you saying? Brand new tat.
That's fire.
Legacy, son. Doesn't he have KSI? He has the words tattooed on him as well.
I thought so.
Knowledge, strength, integrity somewhere on him.
Yeah.
On his arms or something maybe. I don't know. This one across the back with
That's
it,
how
son.
you know, bro. That man's
You committed when you put it on the back like that,
there,
dude.
bro.
Yeah,
bro.
You committed.
No, help, just working hard, staying disciplined, believing in yourself, and just essentially having something or creating something from nothing that many people remember for years, decades, centuries.
What do you think will be, like, how long do you think that this genre of YouTube will be remembered? Years,
man.
centuries, decades? What do you think, man?
Definitely, because JJ and Jake are tied.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Jake is already the names that he's beaten. When you bring up legends' names, when you talk about the GOATs of MMA, when you talk about Anderson Silva, you will have to bring up the time that, remember that YouTuber, the influencer that beat him, Jake Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, because the KSI is gonna fight. Or he fought like Tommy Fury, Tyson Fury. Their legacy will go on. Like, let's say, especially if KSI beats Tommy, and then like KSI and Jake go on to fight, and they have like an epic fight, and maybe it's like a close, and they got a rematch. Like, you don't know. Remember Logan and JJ was one fight.
Talking about that.
There's, what I'm saying? There's a lot of potential. So
100%.
like, in the next like 18 months,
legacy.
we'll know more. But it could be even like,
who knows?
But already, they've imprinted their names into like combat sports.
Facts. Hammers.
I think for me, it started with different things that I cared about. I cared about money, cared about fame, I cared about, just a bunch of things. And then for me, I always reached the things I cared about. Like, there was a certain goal that I wanted to reach when it came to like fame or money. And I reached it, and then I was like, now what? So, for me, after a few years, I decided to find something that was unachievable, something that I can't reach. You can't reach the end of legacy. You can't. There's no point of legacy that you can go, oh yeah, this is it. Like legacy is for as long as you are alive.
It's pretty dope to hear. I've never thought of JJ as a guy that reached for money or fame or anything like that, but I also didn't know who he was before I stepped into influencer boxing like that. Like I didn't have that 2016 or probably even before that, 2011 journey with him. So I didn't know that, but it does seem like as he's grown up, his values also have as well, right? Like,
yeah, that's what happens when he's gone through that stage where he like had everything.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Because before he came back to the scene with Joe Weller, he went dark. Like after like Lamborghini and stuff, like he wasn't posting on socials, wasn't even doing videos with the Sidemen, and then he had that little beef go back and forth. He came back and with Rice Gum, and they had that, but he went dark for a while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you come back, and then that momentum of like similar to what Jake's going through, where there's something else to strive for. And you got like this new momentum, you know?
We talk about our why, not on their level at all, but I think everyone goes through it. You know what I'm saying? Like you've done something or you've had this dream all your life. Most of the time it's in sports. And if you don't get to it, or even if you do, what's the next thing? Like when I stopped playing football, I was like, oh, shoot, I've done this for 17 years. This is what I do.
Yeah.
What do I do now? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, I didn't get to where I wanted to get to with that. And he got it and was like, all right, well, I've done that. So now what, right? So legacy, I think that's, like you said, it's important to him. He's got it freaking tattooed on his back. Legacy is like eternity almost. You know what I'm saying? You just can't tangibly reach it, so you're always chasing something, which is, for a guy in his position, you kind of need to be. Otherwise...
And it makes you personalize your motivation.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a guy who's like, instead of competing against the other person, you're always competing against yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so you internalize it so you can always be motivated, because whether it's boxing or music for him or something else, he's always going to find something to improve his legacy.
Yeah.
So even if he's number one or if he's not number one, he's going to have something that's going to push him, you know?
Yeah, external motivation is in a short term very useful, but in the long term, finite.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Facts.
Yeah, just right hand you don't need to get so close to. The same amount of power's further away.
Yeah.
It's forward. And you're safe on the reload.
I just want to get close to him, bro.
From where he was at when he first came to where he's now, he's come on leaps and bounds. He's only sparring professional boxers. This whole camp, forget MMA fighters, forget amateurs. He's fighting guys 14-0, 13-0, 12-2s, 8-0, 6-0s, all with knockouts, all ranked by the
Okay, JJ on the ladder.
Oh yeah, talk to him.
Those feet moving. What do you think about that? It's the right move, obviously.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, man. Not everyone has taken this route where he's in a camp where, and I talked about this like with Kenny, where he's become one of the guys because he's in a camp with a bunch of fighters.
A bunch of legitimate
world-class fighters
guys
who are living that life, and you're not just somebody who's training privately and kind of having your own
guys
setup,
to you,
which again is not wrong, but it's different than like, because you're no longer an influencer if you live in that life. You know what I'm saying? You're a fighter, you're around other fighters, and you become one. Like I said, you become one of the guys, and you're not like only the star of the show. There's other guys that have fights that are important. You know, that
you're helping them prepare.
It humbles you.
You're part of the camp with them, and they're part of the camp with you. You're legitimately a part of a team.
Correct, and it humbles you, and it like, I think it makes you more coachable in terms of like information and learning and getting better. And just like the humbleness to be a student of the game.
Yeah, because you have to be in there. Like I'm sure there's days that JJ, will or won't talk about where he gets that shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, bro.
And most guys, how many influencers are maybe taking an extra day off after that one, or maybe not inviting that guy back to camp, or you know what I'm saying? You can't do that here. You're the main guy as far as you got the followers and stuff, but there's guys in there like Alexis said, 14-0. They're getting ready for championship, whatever fights. Like, yo, we're gonna move on with it without you. This gym goes on. You know what I'm saying?
And you can hear that with the coaches too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I brought up Kenny because same thing with Coach Daly. Like he's just one of the fighters there. So You know, it's just different the way you approach training.
But I think it's good for KSI. Like you said, it
yes,
keeps
I
him
think
humble.
it's perfect. Yep. Mm-hmm.
How many of these guys, like I said, run their own camp? When things are not going the way they want, they have to switch it up. It has to be a mental thing for them to be like, you know, his coaches are going to be there. They're like, oh, bro,
yep,
we got another round or whatever. Like even like you said with Kenny and Daly, like watching this, it's always what we've enjoyed about influencer boxing is watching the guys grow. But he's doing it in a way that
they're
like,
living the life, bro.
That's
they're
what I'm saying. He's doing it in a way
life.
that a kid. This is the cool part about it. This is what I think JJ does so well with the branching together. He's doing it in a way that any ordinary kid could go do.
Yep.
You don't have to have money to train the way he trains. I mean, maybe
Correct.
a little bit, but
yeah, to pay for like the
you
prize,
would. But this
still,
is how you would. This is the gym.
essentially.
This is the gym life you would experience.
Yep.
He's not catered to. He's not. I don't know exactly, but he's in a real camp. You go to your local
right
Muay Thai gym. This is the way they're going to be training, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he'll have his privates like this because he's getting ready for a fight, but you're going to be stuck in there with the killers. That's just what it is. But look at his footwork, by the way. Holy shit!
All with knockouts.
Inside out steps.
By the British Border Control.
Yeah, but he's English, bro. They play soccer. But their footwork gonna be nice.
We like.
I mean, if they think that we're not taking it seriously, we've got guys that are ranked higher than Tommy Fury in the gym, and they're not moving us around. They're trying to kill JJ. There's bonus money on the table for them to knock him out. But I don't know, like, from my point of view.
What do you think of that?
Bro, bonus money.
We doing some freaking Greg Williams bounty gate shit? People are not going to get that reference, but
I know, but bonus money knock him out, damn.
Because normally you bring guys in to spar, and it is said sometimes that your payment is dependent upon how the spar sometimes can go, right?
Yep.
And that's, in this case, meaning you better kill him if you really want that extra whatever.
Yeah.
So again, we're talking about it like they're not, at least from what they're saying, they're not taking it easy on him at all. And it doesn't seem like anybody's been able to kill him.
That's wild to hear. I'd be like, Coach, what? He gets a what?
Like, hold on a second. But that's, I mean, as a strategy for what he's going to go into,
you got to.
I don't mind it at all, dude. Like,
No.
I wouldn't do this for a guy that is fighting another influencer. I wouldn't do this.
This is world championship right here.
But
this
you
is
have to treat
man's
this
career.
like Tommy is those guys, even if he isn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to treat
and that
it like
experience, and that experience you want to give him because you know there's more fighting experience.
Right.
It's like fighting with head guards.
Yeah. You have to do, like, granted, you don't have to have him dead every freaking day on the canvas, but you have to have him in those moments, in those positions where he's not winning every single exchange. Like, he has real guys in there trying to hurt him. And that's apparently what they're doing.
From a coaching point of view, all I want to do is put the correct guys in front of KSI, give him the right look, and see whether or not he can deal with that look. And if he can't, then he shouldn't be fighting.
KO power, baby. Well, I mean, it started as a bit of a joke. You know, I called out Joe Weller, saying, yeah, I'll fight the winner of him versus Theo Baker. And obviously Joe Weller won. Me and Joe Weller got into it, and then we fought. I beat him. I called out Logan Paul, Jake Paul, any other Pauls, and then, yeah, the rest is...
Classic.
Face sensei, I see you. Oos.
Yeah, what the hell? Come on, KSI, put that part in there. That was the most important part of the whole thing. What are we doing? You're forgetting the main part of the story here. Come on.
History. And now I'm fighting Tommy Fury, a pro boxer. Who would have thought?
Not me.
I don't think anybody did, bro.
Nobody.
No one saw
Nobody.
this. No one saw this. We thought, I mean, I wasn't even around at this time, so I can't even speak to it, but I assume everyone thought after the Logan fight, which was right when I came in, it's like, okay, Jake, KSI, done. Move on to the next YouTube, whatever thing.
Yeah.
Now we're at this freaking crazy level. So I've seen him do these neck exercises. Mike Tyson, Anthony Joshua-esque. I don't really understand. I don't know the benefit of it. Like, I know he's trying to train his neck, but doing it this way, I'm not sure.
Maybe it's just more of a stretch.
Maybe it's a stretch. That could be true. But I've seen it, where he's literally rolling on that shit on his hands and feet, and he does the little flip over, and he like running around and the shit. It's a Mike Tyson workout.
Yeah, it's a traditional. It's
but
a wrestling,
I would do it,
traditional
I would
wrestling
do
thing
it
too.
with the towel, no, and do resistance against the towel to really.
Yeah, that's also traditional wrestling. They do that stuff for movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that's like an old school wrestling.
Well, Mike said it fucked his neck up. That's what I worry about.
Well, probably Mike Tyson was doing it probably like a maniac too. I mean, it doesn't look safe. That's for sure.
This part, yeah. I'm talking about when he's doing it and he does the flip over and shit. You've seen him do that?
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't look safe. So it's kind of like,
Yeah. This could be
Meeting
just
each other in the middle of the ring. But
this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying.
It could be a stretch.
He's going to be in a fight immediately.
I don't think that's a stretch.
But I think the keys to beating
No. This is
exactly
a workout,
what we said the whole time.
See what I'm saying?
It's bringing him into the deep end.
But
It's
this is
bringing him into a fight.
good old
Yeah, I've
wrestling.
seen wrestlers do it for sure.
And those guys freaking.
But most wrestlers have those jacked up necks by the time they're 35, dog. That's what I worry about.
But hey,
It's making sure
But it's strong, you know what I'm saying?
strong.
With them trapezius, you know what I mean?
he understands that crowd is. They want blood. They don't really care whether it's his blood or JJ's blood. They're there for a show.
I understand.
I mean, they do
what
care
they-
whether it's Tommy's or Jay. They want JJ to win
Yeah,
this fight.
yeah,
Come on now. Even
yeah,
in Manchester, I would say Jay. I mean, you never know. JJ got booed at that pro show a couple months back, but I would say the majority of people want JJ to win this.
Yeah.
They push me a lot. They kill me a lot. They definitely make me work, but it's all for the greater good. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for so many years. So yeah, there's a lot of days where I wake up like, fucking I can't be arsed. This is ridiculous. Like, I've already done like a crazy session yesterday and the day before and the day before, and he wants me to go again today twice. But
JJ looking
I get
yoked
up
though.
and I do it, and I just listen. Every
When
time
you hear
I just
that, when
listen.
you hear that training camp is still tough, that you know that he's training. That's what you want to hear.
Dude, it's every camp with him though. Like
Yeah.
we're spoiled a bit because we know that JJ's ridiculously committed. And what's crazy is we expect it.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
Yeah.
I even catch myself doing that. Like, yeah, this is what JJ does. And it gets lost on me. And, like, you're still, like, it's good that you acknowledge it because I almost fall into being like, yeah, this is what it is. But we almost fall as a community into being like, yeah, it's expected for JJ to be doing 2-a-days, 6 days a week. Like, yeah, that's what you should be doing. Motherfucker,
Bro, it's insane.
any one of you guys watching this, go try that shit for a week. For a week.
Dude.
Not to mention
Oh,
9
bro.
weeks. Not to mention like he said, world-class guys beating him up every day. Not to mention strength and conditioning. Not to mention cardio. You know what I'm saying? Like, we sit here, and I'm probably the most guilty of it because I haven't actually stepped in, but we sit here with these fucking cushy-ass mics and our nice little breakdown
Yep.
merch, and we're like, oh, this is what we expect.
Yeah, dude.
And he is putting in that
bro.
work, dude. Don't take that for granted, any of it. Like, no
Nope.
one should. I'm
Facts.
talking to everybody. Even if he goes in and doesn't get it done or whatever. But if he does, it makes it like way better. But
Yeah, me, I'm just like, yo, just take
You
me
know.
up on fight night.
you know,
I
I'm
know,
saying
bro.
you're the one dude to say it. You're like, bro, this training shit. Nah, bro. I'll spar a couple times. I get ready, get the skills going, and then let's run it. You know,
Get
what
the
I'm saying?
nerves out. Get the nerves out. Let's go. Let's throw hands.
But he's every day with it, and that's the thing. Like, commitment is such a big thing in life that I think all of us struggle with if it's not something that we want to do all the time. The greats
It's a
commit when
balance.
they don't want
It's
to.
a balance because there's sacrifice
Yes.
and there's a balance to it. And like, I'm in a different place in my life, so I'm not willing to sacrifice the same way that these guys are. Just not willing to anymore. So I'm willing to risk it differently.
Yeah.
Because I just not willing to sacrifice those things anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just but those are the guys that's why they're dangerous though.
But to be,
because
I was gonna say, to be the greatest or whatever it is we're gonna call this
Mhm.
scene, to be the great, to
the
have
more
that
willing
legacy.
you are to sacrifice and to commit, the more dangerous you become to be that's why like these fighters, when you see that they're a little not like unhealthy, but they're irritable and they're stressed, that's a dangerous guy, bro. Like a peaceful guy like me, like it doesn't
Yeah.
I'm not going through it. So
Right.
you know what I mean? A guy like JJ who's going through it,
But
when he
it's
hear
what
him go,
makes it, yeah.
bro.
That's what makes it. That's what makes fight night just, that animal comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I literally just go all in. I just put my whole heart and soul into everything they tell me to do, and I just listen. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of people notice, you know, there's no ego when I'm in this gym. I am not there like, oh, I'm KSI, I'm the nightmare, da da da. No, I just, you know, I am the student, and I'm just listening to my teachers, and I just do what I need to do. And then when I get in that ring, the nightmare comes out, and I annihilate.
Bars,
son. Some shots.
Mm-hmm.
What would the you?
This is
now?
all it is, though.
Woo!
Man. Yeah,
That
that
last
one right
stuff
there.
was beautiful
That one
right there.
This is what you are going to get. Hammers.
Yep.
And like it's crazy how word imitates life, because JJ straight up says it. He's like, when I get in the ring, it's every piece of my heart, it's every piece of my soul, and every one of those shots that he throws on fight night will have all of that behind it. All
and
of it.
Then some. And then some. Bro.
Full commit,
And
full
then
sin,
some.
full whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
And you know what? It's gonna absolutely take that.
Yep.
Which is why it's so awesome to see, because that full commit, there's not many people that have it. Even in our scene, there's not many people willing to go, I have to put everything on the line right now. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm willing to take that risk. We have a lot of guys that box. We don't have a lot of guys that do that.
Me, one of them. I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah,
because it's. I mean, just I can't speak to the personal experience, but I would assume it's nerve-wracking. It's scary.
Well, it doesn't mean the same to me. You know, it doesn't mean, like, honestly, probably it literally means a grain of sand to me in comparison to what it means to JJ.
Right.
Because I've done it. It's different for me. You know, like competing in a boxing match.
It's not everything.
In a boxing match.
Yeah, it's not.
It's literally competing in a boxing match for me. So, besides like the injury part, like literally playing like in my semi-pro
means more
championship game, 100% meant more.
Right.
Like by a lot. You know what I mean? That's just the personal part of it. You know?
Yeah. He like I said, he put everything into this.
Go back and say to the you playing FIFA 10 years ago, and I guess the crux of the question is, how do you think he would respond?
Well, I definitely steer him away from all the controversies I've done in the past. I'm like, you definitely don't want to do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Stay away from this. This will put your career back a little bit. But I'd probably tell him to keep doing what he's doing. I mean,
it's tough though, right? Because those things made him.
Right. It's the impossible.
And not of them. Like, listen, every one of us have those things we're not proud of.
Things that you learn from.
But you've learned from them, and they made you who you are.
You take away the lessons. You know, there's some things obviously.
And the dude grew up on camera. Like, what was I doing at 12 years old? I don't know how old he was, but 13, 14 years old.
Right.
If I was on camera, it probably would have been like, oh God, you know what I mean? All of us have that,
All of us.
So it's like, dude was on camera his entire life. Something was bound to happen. Same with all these YouTubers. Like, it was bound to happen. But without all of it, he doesn't get here. And I mean all of it.
No.
All of it shapes you. Every bit of it.
Right. It's part of your character. It's part of your personality. It's everything,
And if you didn't...
Probably some things you can do without, but for the most part...
I was going to say, some of it you can do without, but you never know the lessons that you learned then. If you didn't learn them, it could have been a bigger thing later on. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Could have compounded and been like, oh, shit.
Facts.
So I like
that.
It's
got me to where I am today. So that's how I see it.
Oi.
You throwing them straight now?
Yep.
Need that.
That's what I was thinking too when I saw the earlier.
Throwing them straight? We like that.
Tommy Fury versus KSI is an enormous fight. You kind of got to figure out that Tommy Fury snuck his way into this industry, into this scene of influence. He's not really an influencer. He's a boxer. He's the best guy on the show by far. Him beating Jake Paul the way he did. KSI is a different beast. He's a different guy. Jake Paul. He's way, way more tenacious.
Final.
I don't think that's an inaccurate statement. The way they fight, Jake is not taking those risks.
Yeah, no, there's a different tenacity.
There could be
For sure.
a argument that Jake doesn't have to take those risks, but
No, and there's an argument that you can make that he shouldn't.
and that he shouldn't, because it's just a style of fight that JJ has honed in. Like he's like you said, he's at peace with knowing the consequences of doing what he's doing, and the full send attitude of it it fits him better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Well, JJ has been like very available to be hit in
So I'm
his
saying
fights.
he's at peace with it too, and he knows it. He's like, hit me, cool.
Right.
I'm gonna hit you back and harder and drop you. You know what I'm saying? Legacy. The Nightmare, KSI. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's just what it is. But I don't disagree with that. JJ from rip too. It's not like he just feels his way in from rip. He's in your face, tenacious, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Week of camp. Thank God.
Just speaking of, just talk to me a little bit about training with the gum shield then.
I mean, I've always done that. I mean, I'm gonna fight in them, so I might as well train in them. That's how I see it.
Yes, 100%.
Bro, dude cuts no corners. Said that before.
This is I feel like it's a lost art in combat sports. Is like when you're doing not just sparring but conditioning and pad work, to have that gum shield in is so important. I feel like to guys that if you're not doing it and you get shocked by how much energy you're losing with that gum shield in, you're not used to it.
I could never. I hate it in fighting and I hate it in training.
It's like trying to.
I never did it in
it's
training.
trying to breathe through a block. You know, it's like having one of those elevation masks on. It feels like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I need more air. You spit that thing out and you do your thing, and now you're a new man. You know, you're But that's again, that's a massive thing to be just doing everything with it in. You're training in essentially elevation at that point.
Hey, yo.
Bars.
Yeah, bro. Final week.
Make sure you bite down on it.
You said we doing everything
With it in.
with it in. All right.
Honestly, this camp has been nuts. Hardest camp of my life. Trained so hard. Hardest and longest. Well,
Hey, yo.
honestly.
Hey, yo. Whoa, hold on a second. We gonna pause that. Hardest and longest, huh? Your whole life? All right.
even right before that. Go
Oh, no, I know. We had to run it again.
Trained so hard. Hardest and longest
Did you hear that?
camp of my life. Trained so hard.
Oh,
hardest
train.
and longest.
I heard something else.
Ran a train so hard, hardest and longest. What are you saying? What are we saying?
Oh my God, we are children. All right.
Honestly, though, I was going to ask you this. With JJ, you're seeing the effects of these long camps.
Yeah.
Let's say he beats Tommy. He's got one more in him, I bet.
Yeah.
One more. If he loses to Tommy, I don't know. If you put this much time in, your hardest camp ever, you're seeing the effects of it mentally, physically on him. He's doing all this YouTube stuff. He's doing it. He would come back and do it again, but I think he takes a while off if that happens. If he wins, I still think he takes some time off, but I think he's got that one last. It's the Jake fight, right? But if he loses, I think he takes some time, and then maybe, because that kind of commitment, I can't even speak to it, but I just know.
I think it also depends how you lose.
I think a close loss might be more of one of those things where you're like, fuck, you know, because you're that close.
But
it's like when we.
But
lose,
you're the underdog, so there's still some there's some
pride there for sure. But it's like, do I want to go through that again?
But if you get like because fighting is crazy, bro. You can get beat up and wake up like not in the ring.
Yeah,
like that is devastating.
Yeah.
That's a devastating experience as a human in general.
Yeah, to have to be separated from your senses.
But
like
if he goes, what happened? Or like he wakes up in the back and he's like, what happened? Something going on, and then he's like realizing it. And then he's in the back or something, you know what I mean? And then they're like, wait, I lost. And then he's on the internet like, no.
Yeah, it's like coming
We've
to him all at once.
seen like
dudes don't come back
UFC
from
fighters and boxers, they get knocked out like that.
Don't
And
come back
they
ever.
got beat up like a really bad, like look at, remember Rory McDonald?
Yep.
What was it, bro? Oh, like just not the same.
After the Robbie Lawler fight.
Yeah, bro. Just so like how you lose in fighting is crazy because you can lose. It's like getting football. I can get tackled, but bro, it depends how you get tackled.
You could lose your soul in there and never find
Right.
it.
Exactly. So I
This game's
like
bad.
with
I'm just
obviously that's
seeing the-
extreme.
Yeah.
But
I'm just seeing the
part of that
effects on
depends.
his mental, you know, and I'm like,
yeah,
and he's 30, you know.
that's true.
One more. Maybe either way, I think one more.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the people I've been sparring, the rounds I've been doing, yeah, man, it's been nuts. But it's been good. Yeah. I'm about to shock a lot of people, man. For real. I mean, I've got the power, but imagine the cardio, the tenacity, the technique. Jeez. Dangerous guy, man.
High knees. I'm going to count you for 2 seconds.
That's a guy who's put the work in,
Yeah,
son.
Start sprinting now. Fast. 1, 2, go! 1, 2, go! Any chance he's overlooking KSI, you think? I definitely don't think he's overlooking him. I think it'll be the best Tommy Fury you're ever going to see. But I also think I know it's the best KSI you're ever going to see. And we'll just see who got it right and who got it wrong. Are our calculations really wrong? Have we got it completely wrong? Has KSI got no chance against Tommy Fury? Or have they got it wrong?
I like that.
Bars.
That was nice. That was a nice cutoff. W Misfits,
Clean.
man. Once again.
Yes, that was a
one
nasty video, bro.
That one, when we're not talking much, and I know people don't like when we talk a lot, but when we're not talking much, we're
Yeah,
into it. We're like, they were spitting there. There were some bars being thrown around. There was some insight into what makes JJ. You know what I'm saying?
Few
Not
days
KSI,
away,
but
bro.
Yes.
Whoa.
We're only, as we record this, it is Sunday. Monday Fight Week starts tomorrow. Going to be a lot of content to get to. I wanted to say this, and we'll leave off on this. You know how in the last video we were talking about Tommy Fury and his why? It doesn't, again, there's a lot, and we're not just going to base this fight off this because at the end of the day, you still have to fight, and skills matter, and experience matters, and time in this sport matters. But we talked about Tommy fighting for his daughter. That's a big deal.
Yep.
As an outsider of this fight, someone that's not in it, when I look at the two of them, JJ's why sticks out far more.
Yes.
Like
He's
it
also
jumps
better
off
at
the
it.
page.
He's better at the why though. He's better at it.
Yeah.
That's an individual skill.
Like it
to
makes
be
me
able to make your why mean so much.
That's
and
what I'm
JJ
saying.
can make something small mean something.
It's your boy Psycho T, bro. That's what it is.
Yes,
Psycho
bro, he
Tom
has that.
Has all that. It just makes you. It makes it. You believe him. You know, and you believe Tommy too, but you believe JJ more, if that makes sense. You know, not that
Yep.
it matters to us, or it's maybe not even matter on the fight, because you, like I said, it's still a fight, but just something to keep an eye on. You know what I mean? If it gets to that point, if it gets to round 6 and you got to get off that stool one more time, that legacy is gonna be showing to 20,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, let's go, bro.
But comment section, you let us know what you think of this. And like I said, it is fight week, so we're gonna have a ton of content coming for you. Like I said, don't forget, breakdown merch coming soon. We're not giving the website out until the day of Thursday, midnight Thursday, because we want to make sure everybody gets in and gets a chance to get stuff. So we'll see you then. What happens, KSI Tommy Fury, and what will KSI's legacy be? I don't have those answers, but I guess we'll find out.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.